Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Economy writing in the AITAH subreddit. The post is titled AITA for calling the police on my sister when she was just trying to help. I'm a 22-year-old female. My sister is 27. We had babies within 2 weeks of each other and our sons are now 3 weeks and 5 weeks old. Her son is breastfed and mine is not. I needed to get surgery recently, and because my son's father isn't around, my sister and brother-in-law offered to babysit my son while I was in the hospital free of charge. When I came home today, I walked in to find my son on my sister's breast. I didn't have an issue with that initially because it was probably easier for her to breastfeed him than to make bottles. However, she told me afterward that she had thrown out all of the garbage I was feeding him and that she was going to pump and donate milk to him. I was kind of in shock, so I didn't react right away, but I went to the bathroom and called the police on her. Apparently, what she did wasn't a crime, and since the child is being fed, they couldn't do anything about it. My sister then blew up at me, saying it was completely wrong of me to call the police on her when she was just trying to help. I told her she dumped 14 cans of formula without even consulting me and currently had nothing to replace it with, just plans to do so. She now wants me to pay her for the babysitting she did, but I told her I can't even afford to replace the formula while I'm on maternity leave, so I won't be paying her for the babysitting. She ended up storming out and blocked me on everything. Our parents were able to replace 2 of the cans she threw out, but can't do much else. They also think I was a jerk for calling the police on her because getting a record could affect her government job and therefore my nephew. Am I the jerk? Edit, there's no way my sister would have replaced the formula. She is completely against it and has been vocal about her dislike for me using it. Edit 2. My sister did not have a supply already pumped, nor has she even used her pump yet. So not only did she not have anything to replace what she threw out, but she also had no idea how her body would respond to a pump. The only way she could have been feeding my son over the next few weeks would be to put him on the breast, which would take time away from me being with him. Edit 3. My sister went to my house for the child minding. User Drago the Dragon said NTA. She literally dumped hundreds of dollars worth of formula that you bought because of her own personal opinions on formula. I would have done the same thing in your situation. User Sug said NTA. That is a lot of wasted formula that she had no right to toss out. I am so sorry, OP. I will say my first reaction would not have been to call the police. Maybe you could have come to a solution together if you had talked to your sister first. This next post was made in the Surviving Infidelity subreddit by a user named Makers on the Rock. The post is titled, "My wife cheated on me without son's baseball coach. I've been married for 8 years and have 5 and 6-year-old kids. I've been madly in love the whole time as she's an amazing person and mother. She literally keeps the family together and is just spectacular, truly. She was showing me something on her phone when I saw a text come in that said, 'I love you more.' I asked who it was. She explained that it was a coworker she had been helping out, and I thought nothing more of it. That day, we had a lot of family over to celebrate our daughter's birthday, and it was a wonderful time. Some stayed overnight, so the next day, after a lovely weekend getting everyone out and putting the kids down, my wife said she needed to tell me something. Well, that 'I love you more' was not from her coworker. I'm not sure because she's not sharing any details regarding the other person. She told me that 6 months ago, when I was in a dark place, she found love in someone else. Love I wasn't providing in our relationship. If I have feelings for someone else, I'm not sure that I should be married. It's not fair to you or me. I never planned for this to happen, but now that it's a reality, we need to deal with it." She explained that she wasn't looking for someone else. It just happened. A friendship that bloomed into more. She's also told me that they have not been intimate and explained that as a sexual relationship. She says life is too short and that she wants to be happy. She's proud of all the changes I've made and I've always been a good dad, but I've grown into a great daddy and my kids and I have never been closer. But she wants to be 100% happy, and the changes I've made haven't gotten her there, so she's seeking happiness elsewhere. She says this person may not be the 100% answer. She worries that I'm at my best and it's still not enough, yet she's not giving me specifics. We've had a beautiful, loving relationship. We are known to be well put together and have our lives in order. We'd be the last couple people would think this is happening to. So I'm devastated, absolutely torn apart, and I don't know what to do. We own a house together for which we're making making payments. I carry no debt besides said home, and she's in the same position. We had a perfect life together, and I'm suddenly being blindsided by this 6-month relationship where she has feelings for someone else and thinks it's best we split. I have no idea how to move forward. I've told her she needs to let her family know what's going on so I can tell mine. It's her cat to let out of the bag. I'm just so sad for our kids. When we were dating and in marriage, cheating was the one thing that would break us. We both come from broken families, and it was something I never wanted for our kids. I just feel so hollow and broken. She was my everything, and I am so thankful for the 10 years we've been together. But I think the writing is on the wall, and I'm helpless. It's all up to her. I'm broken into a million pieces. Update. She was caught by me when a text came in at my daughter's birthday party that said, "I love you more." When I asked what that was about, she said it was from a co-worker she had been helping. Because we had all our family and friends there, I didn't push it. Later the next day, she came clean and said that she had been in a relationship for 6 months. She refused to tell me who it was with or what they had done. I was devastated, absolutely destroyed. I still am. So we spent some time apart and she continued her relationship with him. In the meantime, I did some digging and looking at the phone records, I discovered it was our son's coach. I called her out on it and she still continued the relationship. I saw a lawyer who told me not to leave the house or the kids and to either try to work it out or consider leaving and seeing a therapist. My therapist says she's a narcissist and that I should protect myself, protect my kids, and run. Come December, she said she had cut it off with him and wanted to try again. I gave her all the effort in the world, but I don't feel like her heart has been in it. She's not overcompensating or has even truly apologized for what she's done. I've also gained access to her photos and she doesn't know that I've seen all I have. She framed a picture of him and had it on her desk. I found naked selfies she sent him that I haven't even received. I found a picture of his naked backside in our beach condo, which I thought was natural space since we weren't sharing it during our time apart. I slept on those same sheets. I know that she was at a fancy restaurant with someone else. She screenshots all these deep love quotes that I know aren't about me, so much of this lives rent-free in my head. She has a white bracelet with one black bead that she now wears every day. I've called her out on it. She lied once and said it was from her mom. Up until last week, she said her best friend has the matching one. However, her affair partner wears an all-black one with one white bead. I know what that represents. Again, she doesn't know I've seen all these things. So now to current day, I can't find anything that suggests she's still with him, but I know she uses Snapchat often and is secretive with her phone. Whenever I bring up the affair, it blows up because I said I'd try not to bring it up and get over it, but I simply can't. I'm not rubbing it in, but it does come up when we argue, which is almost every week. We do really well for a bit, including intimacy, but then something happens and we go back to being in conflict. She canceled our babysitter for trivia this past Tuesday and for this Friday when I got tickets for us to see a show. She doesn't want to go because I can't get over her affair. Her parents both cheated on their spouses for each other and support my wife. They both call and text me that it's unfair for me to bring up her affair. The pictures of him live rent-free in my head almost constantly. I can't get past what she's done no matter how hard I try. I don't know what to do as she's trying to make me the bad guy. I'm like, I've been here the whole time. I didn't fall in love with someone else, I just don't understand and am an emotional train wreck. Final update. Well, long story short, I literally just caught her at the family condo with the affair partner and have photos and videos of his truck, his belongings in the home, and her coming out of the master bedroom while he stayed behind a closed door. I also went into our shared car that she drove. It was left unlocked in the parking garage with an open high noon in the cup holder and her wallet and belongings still inside. She came home and tried to talk. It was a calm conversation, but she kept saying it was my fault, and that if I had communicated with her last night, maybe she wouldn't have been with him. So I communicated that I would be home later this afternoon or evening, so she's unexpectedly watching the kids today. I wanted to spend time with them as she took them away from me yesterday to do activities. I plan to do separate activities today, however, I'm not emotionally able to give the kids the best of me right now, and I definitely don't want to be around her. I asked if she could sleep in a kid's room and she got upset, stating that our bed is her bed and she will sleep where she wants. I said, obviously. I have already been for a 6-mile walk and have been calling and leaving voicemails at all the lawyers around. I know I can't abandon the home, but I can't be around them after what I saw this morning. Thank you to all who responded earlier this week and suggested Grey Rock and 180 for me. I implemented those strategies and I guess it drove her to this, but I'm officially divorcing her and there's no going back. Thank you so much. Edit and update. Legal counsel told me to have no contact with her, so that's what I'm doing. She texted me last night about how she hasn't asked for a second chance, even though I've given them, and that she loves me. She now says she's willing to go to therapy, share her location, and give access to her phone. She can't see herself rocking on the porch with me at 80. When I got home last night, she was in the master bedroom, so I slept upstairs. This morning, there was no communication. She wouldn't even look at me. Yesterday, when I caught them on video, I saw his hat and noticed it was from a local landscaping company. So I called to see if he worked there. He does. Okay, thanks. That was it. This guy just called me saying if I want to talk to him, here's his number. Don't call my boss. I said I have nothing to say to you. He replied that he has nothing to say to me and hung up. Also, her mom reached out and said how devastated I must be and that she's so sorry. She told me to call her when I have a chance. I'm going to continue my no contact with everyone and let my lawyer do all the talking. This is so damn hard. User Bigwig Mike said, why would he give her a second chance after she left him for months to be with this guy? Also, why did she even bother coming back if she was still with the affair partner? User Not Your Mom said, this woman sounds insufferable. The beach condo, no debt, and other hints make me believe her attempts at reconciliation are about her wanting to maintain a standard of living she's been accustomed to. To be fair, he says they had the perfect relationship, but mentions a dark time where she claims the initial interest outside the marriage. This makes me wonder if we're getting the full picture here. A deleted user said, my guy handled it more viscerally. He went to a practice, called out the coach in front of his colleagues and a whole bunch of parents. The coach saw that his career was in jeopardy and reacted by throwing a punch. He was stretchered off and required physiotherapy. The coach was immediately terminated, tongue started flapping, and WW's life went down the shitter as well. The unintended consequence? She became a pariah, begging my guy to take her back to rehabilitate her image. Nope, he started dating. This last post was made in the AITAH subreddit by a user named Ant in Agony. The post is titled AITA for taking my biological nieces on days out and excluding my adopted nephew. Throwaway. I have two nieces, Flo and Ivy, and a nephew, Ryan, through my brother Tom and sister-in-law, Kate. Flo and Ivy are biologically theirs, and they adopted Ryan 2 years ago after fostering him for 3 years. I live locally to them, we are super close usually, and I have my own daughter Ava who my nieces are close to. Before foster care, Ryan's life was awful, and he has some behavioral and developmental issues. He struggles to sit through long events such as shows or the girls' plays or recitals, so the girls rarely have both parents supporting them. His behavior is sometimes pretty unpredictable, and he occasionally has loud and physical meltdowns, so they have to be careful about where they take him. As such, whenever my husband and I take Ava to the theater or other activities that Ryan wouldn't enjoy, we bring the girls along too. Sometimes Tom and Kate pay for them, sometimes we do. We have never taken Ryan out without his parents and sisters because he has really different interests from the girls. I don't feel confident handling his behavior, and Flo and Ivy have expressed that they really value the Ryan free time. I've made extra effort to be there since then. Ryan's a great kid, but he needs a lot of attention, and my nieces need people who are 100% in their corner. Anyways, I am taking the girls to a Christmas theme park in London on Friday. It's quite an expensive one, and I have the joy of footing the bill for all three. On Sunday, I got a call from Kate asking if Ryan could come with us on Friday. He had seen advertisements and heard the girls talking about it, and he wants to go. She offered to pay for whatever he did. I told Kate no, as I didn't know how he would handle crowds. She said he went 2 years ago and loved it, and his sisters were there to help him if he struggled. I said that wasn't fair to them. I booked it as a girls' trip and it is supposed to be a treat. I don't want it getting cut short, and I don't feel comfortable parentifying the girls. I know Tom is taking Ryan to London next week, so I told Kate to book tickets for that day. But by that point, she wasn't listening. She criticized me for insinuating that siblings caring for each other was parentifying me and accused me of being ableist since Ryan can't help his conditions and shouldn't be excluded, as well as being biased against the kid I'm not related to. It got very heated and ended with me saying to read the room. It's a girls' day, and her hanging up. Anyways, she went to the girls and said either they ask me for Ryan to come or they can't go. Flo texted me begging me not to let him come and asking if they can still join us, while Ivy is more torn because she doesn't want her brother to be left out, but also doesn't want to risk her day being ruined. My mother, Tom, and sister have contacted me saying I should bring Ryan so as not to show favoritism and to be inclusive. My husband is on on my side. Edit to answer a few questions. Tom, Kate, and my husband are all working the day of the trip. I took PTO while Kate and Tom had childcare arranged. I do spend quality time with Ryan. We live a 15-minute walk away, so we go to their house often. Ryan, Tom, and I build a lot of Lego together since it's a shared hobby. I get him a new set every birthday and Christmas. It's a running joke since he spends a lot of time guessing which one it will be. I enjoy this quality time as it's accessible with his parents around. However, I just booked days out around my daughter's interests, which happen to be the exact opposite of his. She's a really artsy girly girl who likes theater, shopping, museums, movie nights, and slumber parties while he's into Lego, video games, and anything martial arts related. Thank you to everyone who commented. I'm currently on a break at work, so I'm going to quickly update. Shit has hit the fan, basically. I removed the previous update as I was too sleep deprived to do the title properly. Your comments made me realize that I am right not to bring Ryan. It's not safe with just me, and especially after reading comments from people who have special needs children or siblings who have had to pull all their kids out of outings due to not having enough adults. I'm not doing that. The girls also deserve to do the things they want. I will also make a conscious effort to do things with Ryan. I'm going to suggest to Tom that he and I take Ryan to Legoland when it reopens in the spring. A recap of characters: me, my daughter Ava, my brother Tom, his wife Kate, and their kids Flo, Ivy, and Ryan. The new players are my husband Ben, our sister Mia, and my mum, who we will just call Mum. Because of the character limit, I couldn't elaborate on a few things. I do spend quality time with Ryan, I just don't take him on outings. We both love Lego, which Ava doesn't, so it's great to have someone to bond with over that. Since we live a 15-minute walk away, we see each other quite often, usually at their house as it's easier to shepherd one kid rather than three. Sometimes he'll choose to hang out with the girls where they will play an activity they all enjoy like Mario Kart, but most of the time he'll prefer to hang out with me. He is one of those kids who thrives when hanging out with adults rather than other children, which is why his parents endorsed the girls' days out. It meant they get 2-to-1 time with him. He gets along with his sisters as they are both super calm and kind girls. But most of his meltdowns arise from confrontations with other kids, or when his sisters want to do something he doesn't like. Some examples include Flo playing music in her room or them picking a movie he doesn't want to watch. Obviously, when they do a vote, the girls' picks usually win since there are 2 of them. He gets stressed out a lot by other kids at school. Kate and Tom encourage the girls to be empathetic and let him have his way, but I think this means the girls sometimes lose out. He has some friends at school with whom he has frequent playdates, especially when the girls are out of the house, and he's friends with Mia's 2 sons who are 10 and 8. He sometimes gets invites to go laser tagging with them, but they live slightly further away, and since it's on weekends, Tom or Kate are always there because they have to take him. Back to the story. Ben walked Ava to school today, and Flo and Ivy go to the same school. Flo was waiting by the gates and asked to talk with him after Ava went in. She basically said that she loves her brother but really values having days out with me, Tom, and Ava because it's calmer. When they went to Winter Wonderland 2 years ago, he was chill for about 4 hours, but they ended up leaving earlier than planned because he was starting to get cranky with all the queues, and they didn't want to risk meltdowns there. Although they started with the rides he wanted, they had only done 1 or 2 that the girls wanted and didn't get to do the ice skating, which is what she really wanted. She also mentioned that when the family went to a restaurant recently, Ryan threw a fit because the food was taking too long and he was hungry. Tom took him home, and while the girls were trying to chat with Kate, she was too busy on her phone trying to message Tom to see if Ryan was okay. I have also noticed that the girls are at my house a lot lately. Since they are responsible for walking themselves home, they will often come to my place to do homework as it's empty otherwise until I get home at 5:30. Ivy and Ava are in the same class, so they do homework together. Flo often chats a lot with me and Ben, usually about gossip and what happened at school. I thought nothing of it, but now I wonder if she even has those chats with her parents. While Flo and Ava are both pretty headstrong and confident, Ivy is sensitive, and I think her mom saying she's excluding her brother really gets to her. Ben relayed this to me, and I contacted Tom to tell him we need to meet. He works long hours, but agreed to swing by my place after work to hash out the issues. While Kate is lovely, she thinks with her heart. I think Tom is more level-headed. At the moment, he's on Team Ryan, but I hope that when I lay out why that is not possible, he will see the light. This morning, I also received a text from my mom and Mia, both on Kate's side. My mom has a history of favoring her son over her daughters, and she said that Tom was valiant for adopting Ryan and that it was my duty as the local family member to ensure he was accepted as much as possible. To those who said to send her along, I wish. I also found out that she and my dad booked a last-minute flight to get some winter sun for a few days. Mia was more level-headed but still on their side, saying I needed to keep the peace because we don't want a scrap just before Christmas. However, when I mentioned that she organized things without the girls, she got quiet. I also found out that she is the designated babysitter for Ryan that day, so I think she might be trying to pawn him off on me so she doesn't have to come over. She lives a 45-minute drive away. She and her kids are driving down to hang out with Ryan at his house and in the local area since Kate works in our town and is close by in case of an emergency. I was thinking about asking my sister if she and her boys wanted to come along, but since her boys are younger, I would be worried about the girls being overshadowed. I'm not sure we can manage 6 kids between the two of us at Winter Wonderland. Her youngest also does not meet the height requirement for many of the rides the girls want to go on since he's pretty short for his age. It would also take away from the girls' day. They've really talked a lot about it, and I don't want them feeling awkward about doing something because Ryan doesn't want to. Maybe we can come again next year when we have all 6 parents available for more flexibility, but for now, I think it's safest to go with the girls only. I am slightly concerned that with the way Kate is behaving, she might tell Mia not to come and drop all 3 kids at my place on Friday. However, Ben says he will babysit if need be. Ryan really likes him, and I think he would prefer playing on Ben's PS5 to going to the theme park anyway. I don't want it to come to that, as it's cruel to tell the kid he can't come when he's at my door, but I wouldn't know what else to do. I am pretty nervous about how my brother will react, especially to Flo talking to Ben, as I really don't want to fight or for her to get in trouble. I'll mention what she said, but avoid anything that could start a conflict. Ben told her to speak to her parents too, so that may be happening, but I think it would just be her since Ivy is very timid and doesn't want to make her parents sad. I don't want to be cut off from my nieces, as I love them a lot and know they love their cousin. I really want to resolve this. Any advice would be appreciated. User Anne Boleyn said, I'm the eldest and parentified daughter with a profoundly disabled youngest brother, and I used to wish so hard for a family member to come and do special things with me and my sister so that we didn't spend every single day catering to his needs. Those parents are going to want to rely more and more on their daughters as they grow up, and they will be bewildered when the daughters don't want to be used. User Prancing Red Pony said, parents with special needs children tend to forget that their normal children are still children and have needs too. I mean the full range of needs any child has, which are no less important than the needs of the special kid. They forget that a special needs child has more needs on top of their own, not that the others have lesser needs. I volunteered to help with the organization of a special needs charity that offers family holidays to families with disabled children. The special aspect of this program is that there are experts organizing activities where medically and psychologically trained staff care for the special needs kids, allowing the parents to focus on their other children. Their time wouldn't be occupied with booking specific accommodations or separating because one parent had to stay or go back with the disabled child. This way, they could spend as much time as possible together. If the child with special needs had to leave early, the therapy nurse would accompany them back, and the parents could finish the planned activity so the other kids wouldn't miss out. It's important for parents to try as hard as they can not to burden their healthy kids, or they'll feel punished for being healthy.